I just finished watching that exchange, and I want to be straight about what stood out. You got a lawmaker in a congressional hearing questioning whether taxpayer-funded benefits under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program should be used to purchase sugary drinks like Coca-Cola. The witness repeatedly avoids giving a direct yes or no answer, instead shifting into broader discussions about food insecurity, nutrition access, and not wanting to dictate consumer choices. The issue is simple on the surface, but the answers are anything but simple. The question is not about ideology. It's about whether public money intended for nutrition should be used on products widely recognized as having no meaningful nutritional value. Instead of a clear answer, the response is layered in qualifiers and general statements that never fully address the question being asked. Now, before I go further, welcome back to the Political Brief. If you're watching this, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and drop a comment below, because this is exactly the kind of conversation most mainstream platforms either avoid or bury under political spin. We break it down directly, without the filters. Now back to the hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for holding this hearing and for your intense and steadfast work on combating waste, fraud, and abuse. We certainly appreciate it. I know taxpayers appreciate it. And thank you to the witnesses for taking the time to be here. Ms. Platanino, did I pronounce that correctly? Platanino? Okay, Platanino. Got a couple questions for you. Should SNAP dollars be spent on sodas?
The purpose of the SNAPs program is to provide families to have food and beverages.
Should it be spent on sugary sodas?
I am happy to talk about hunger and nutrition, but not dictate what Americans should or should not eat or may have access to.
I'm asking if tax dollars should be used to pay for sodas.
Taxpayers' money should be utilized to ensure that individuals have access to the food that they need to survive or may be accessible to them.
Do they need sugary sodas to survive?
Some of them do, who do have low blood issues, who may
Is that
have
right?
COVID, or who have kidney issues.
You think
Yes,
they
it
need
is.
Coca-Cola to survive? Do you think that's the most appropriate use of our tax dollars?
I am not a physician, but medical records and expertise
You were
do show
just
that in
citing
some
the
circumstances
health
they
needs,
do.
apparently, of the American people. So do the American people need Coca-Cola to survive?
I did not say that. I said that.
I'm asking you. I'm giving you the opportunity to say yes or no.
I will not answer for individuals and their choices.
You think that there are some Americans who need Coca-Cola to survive? Is that your testimony?
I am happy to talk about the food and nutrition
you just don't
needs
know.
that individuals have.
You just don't know. I think most people can rationally say that you don't need Coca-Cola to survive. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree that we have a hunger crisis and that we need to address it, but ensuring that individuals have the food resource that they need.
Got it. And one of those is sugary Coca-Cola. What does SNAP stand for?
It's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
What's nutritional about Coca-Cola?
I am not a nutritionist. I am a food security expert in ensuring that individuals have the food resources that they need.
This is a common sense question. All of these have been common sense questions. I'm just asking you, is there nutritional value to sugary sodas? It's a yes or no question.
I am not an expert. I would have to look at the dietary guidelines.
You're not an
and look at the
expert.
data.
I don't think that there's nutritional value to sugary sodas. I think most people in this room would agree with that assessment. But you have no opinion?
I'm here to talk about the food needs and the hunger crisis that individuals here in America are
Are you
facing.
that ideologically dug in that you want our tax dollars paying for sugary sodas, that you will not, in a straightforward way, admit that sugary sodas are not healthful for the American people?
I think that focusing on soda when people are going hungry.
We spend a
is an
lot of
issue.
our tax dollars are spent on soda. That's why I'm asking about it.
We have
And
no.
you appear to be so ideologically dug in that you won't answer a simple question that that's not an appropriate use of our tax dollars and that does not, in fact, make the American people more healthy.
I won't answer because there's no data sort of proving that.
Do you need data to determine whether drinking soda is healthy?
I think
I'm
facts
sorry,
are,
it's a serious question. Is there some, do you believe that perhaps drinking sodas every day is healthy?
the worst health outcome is hunger. When the individuals don't have the resources.
Do you satiate hunger with Coca-Cola?
I did not say that.
But you said that the worst health outcome is hunger, and I'm asking you about sugary sodas.
And I'm focusing on the nutrition needs and making sure that children have the resources.
Is your
that they need.
organization funded by soft drink makers?
I am not in charge of development, but no.
It's not, okay. Is your organization funded by organizations that make money from food stamps? Do organizations who profit off of food stamps fund your organization or businesses?
I mean, I can't comment to that. Happy to talk about the resources that need it.
Does General Mills fund your organization?
I don't have access to that information.
I do, it's right here. They do fund your organization. Do they profit off of food stamps?
Retailers are the major beneficiaries.
Do you think that
of
that's a
the program.
conflict of interest?
That's where EBT dollars are utilized.
Yes, and they're profiting off of your advocacy. Do you think that that's a conflict of interest? I think most people think that's a conflict of interest. I know you don't want to answer. My time is up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Gale.
What stands out immediately is the gap between common sense questioning and institutional responses. The lawmaker isn't asking anything abstract. It's direct. Should taxpayer money under a program called the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program be used for sugary sodas? But instead of a simple acknowledgement of nutritional reality, the response repeatedly pivots away from the core question. From a right-leaning, common-sense perspective, this is where public frustration comes in. When a program is explicitly labeled nutrition assistance, people expect that nutrition has a defined meaning. Sugary beverages like Coca-Cola are not controversial in nutritional science. They don't provide meaningful sustenance. That's widely understood outside of political framing. But what we see in this exchange is a shift from clarity to institutional language. The witness emphasizes access, food insecurity, and the importance of not restricting choices. Those are valid concerns in isolation, but they don't actually answer the specific question being asked. That disconnect is what makes moments like this stand out. There's also a deeper issue underneath all of this: accountability in large welfare systems. Programs like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program were designed with a specific intent to assist with basic nutrition. But over time, debates emerge about what should or shouldn't qualify and whether boundaries should exist at all. From a conservative standpoint, this is where policy clarity matters. If taxpayer funds are labeled as nutrition assistance, then there should be clear nutritional standards attached. Otherwise, the definition becomes so broad that it loses practical meaning. And once that happens, oversight becomes almost impossible to enforce in any consistent way. Another part of the exchange that raises eyebrows is the line of questioning around funding sources and potential conflicts of interest. When asked whether organizations advocating in this space receive funding from industries that benefit from program spending, the answers become less clear, more defensive, and less direct. That matters because incentives always shape policy advocacy, even when indirectly. This is not about conspiracy, it's about transparency. If organizations involved in shaping or defending policy positions are funded by entities that profit from the scale of those programs, then it is a legitimate question to ask whether incentives align with outcomes. But instead of transparency, what you often get is deflection or inability to provide clear information. And that erodes public trust over time, regardless of which side of the political spectrum you fall on. Zooming out, the real issue here isn't soda specifically. It's the broader question of whether federal assistance programs are being governed with strict definitions or gradually expanding into loosely defined categories under the argument of flexibility and choice. No one disputes that food insecurity is a serious issue. The debate is how programs like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program should be structured to ensure they actually improve health outcomes, not just purchasing power. Because those are not the same thing. From a right-leaning policy perspective, accountability means defining boundaries. If a program is called nutrition assistance, then nutrition should not be an abstract term. It should be measurable and enforceable. Otherwise, it becomes a general subsidy system without clear health objectives. And that's why this hearing clip is getting attention. It's not just about soda. It's about whether simple, direct questions can get simple, direct answers inside modern policy discussions. Because when those answers disappear into layers of institutional language, the public is left with less clarity, not more. And that gap between question and answer, that's exactly why moments like this spread so quickly online. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe to the Political Brief, like the video, and drop your thoughts in the comments.